Seemed like the communication was good late. How much of that is kind of the emphasis when you watch the game back on film and you're talking to the team the next day?
Well, I think each game, you're picking things out that you want to prioritize, and in every game, there's going to be plays that you make that are really good, and some plays that aren't as good as they need to be. So you want to concentrate on that improvement each game, and I thought we did that.
Hey, Tom. Your whole career in perspective and seeing how hard it is to get to this point in the conference finals, understanding, you never know when or if this will happen again. Does it help you kind of appreciate the importance of this opportunity personally? You not to take it for
I try not to get wrapped up in anything that's like personal. I think everything is team oriented, and so when you're with a team, you want to maximize all the opportunities that you do get, and you want to try to get the most out of your group. And I think each day when you have a committed group, that's what you enjoy. You enjoy the challenge of it all. Each day you're going to be tested in a different way. And if you love competition, this is the best for competition. So, we're fortunate. We have a great group of guys. And we work as hard as we can each and every day. Sometimes we fall short, and the next day come back with more determination to fix it and get better. And so I think that's where you get enjoyment. And when you're with a good group of people that feel that the team is the most important thing, that's what makes it enjoyable.
Hey, Tom, when you have a game like yesterday, I know some of it was foul trouble and circumstance. When you make moves that, are different than what you've done before, how much does that play into the next game? Do you, take that as this guy contributed, he's available to me tomorrow, or do you think this is now part of our rotation? How do you judge that on game to game?
Yeah, I think, you just take the information you have, and you look at the groupings, what's the best thing for the team, and you always prioritize that. And there's a lot of guys that are making sacrifices, and that's not easy, but if you put the team first, I think good things come from that. So I think we're seeing that with this group.
Hi, Tom. I wanted to ask something that was somewhat along the same lines of what Steve just brought up, which is that obviously you inserted Mitch into the starting lineup, and the numbers that you guys have been better at protecting the rim and just overall defensive field goal percentage when he's on the floor. What did you feel like you got from that early with the start that you guys had? And then just in general, what has Mitch brought you? He obviously was largely impactful last year, too, before he got hurt in the playoffs. What sort of presence does he give you defensively?
Well, I think, we talked about every guy has different strengths and different weaknesses. And so how does the group function best? And we wanted to get a look at something else, the things that Mitch does well, we thought could be helpful. And we also thought what Josh could do. Josh has played with both the starters and the bench, so he's comfortable with both. And so to maximize everyone, we felt that was the best thing for the team right now.
Hey, Tom, a couple games now where Cat's been able to kind of have dominant scoring performances while Jalen's on the bench. Just how do you find that happy medium of getting him aggressive and involved while Jalen is on the floor with him?
Well, I think that, the game tells you what to do. And so, the faster you play, the better it is. In transition, it's whoever is open. And then you play off of that from there. And, so he's the guy's averaged a lot of points all season long. So I don't think it's anything new. It's his body of work is what it is. And he's been a really good player in the league for a long time. So as has Mikhail and OG. So we've got some primary scorers that can play, off the ball, with the ball. You can go to them, and then the game will dictate what we do.
Hey, Tom. On a similar note, the last couple of games, Jalen and Cat haven't played as many minutes together as they normally do. How much of that is just like foul trouble, game flow, and that kind of stuff, versus versus like an actual strategy to try to divide them up more?
Yeah, no, well, the thing is, you go in with an idea of what you want the rotation to look like, and then the game unfolds, and then there's variables that go along with that, whether it be foul trouble or one group gets going, and maybe there's a need for something else, so that you always prioritize winning, and you put the team first. But the majority of the time, those guys are going to finish together. They've played a lot of minutes together, and that's the way we approach it. But both guys are team first guys.
Go ahead, Barbara.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell it was me. Hey, Tom. Sorry. I remember you said in Boston, no laughing, Christian. I remember you said in Boston that, after one of your 20-point comebacks, as long as you're within 10, when you go into the final quarter, you feel pretty good about what this team can do and they can win. Why is that? I mean...
Well, I just think that the way the league is now with the pace and the 3-point shooting, you can make up ground a lot faster. And, obviously you prefer to play, with a lead, but you see it all the time. Teams go on runs and they're hard to stop. And so you can never let your guard down. And you have to strive to play for 48 minutes. And we understand that. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
OG, when you look at that second half and how you guys defended, what really stood out about your defense?
Just the communication, and then forcing them into tough looks. They weren't getting any shots early in the clock. We were making them work into possession and take shots end of clock, and just like making them uncomfortable.
OG, two-part question for you. One, for as great of a player as you are, you always give credit to the offensive talent in this league. And obviously Pascal had a good game last game, but I think you only made one shot when you were defending him. Can you kind of just talk about your mindset going into the game? We saw you animated guarding Naismith. And then the second part of my question is, what is your relationship with Pascal like now that you guys have been separated? And from a distance, it appeared you guys seemed to be close while together in Toronto. I might be wrong, but it seemed to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, Pascal's a great player. So definitely after that game, too, just try to make it difficult as possible. Maybe not help as much in certain situations and not give them easy looks or like their shots. Just try to make it as difficult as possible and then force them into uncomfortable positions. And then, yeah, Pascal is one of my great friends in the league. We were very close as teammates. He's a great player and a great person, but we're competing right now, so.
Hey, OG, this was the third time I believe you guys came back from down 20 to win the game. Just what are you seeing in those moments when you guys are down and most teams can't really mount a comeback like that once, let alone twice, and you guys have done it 3 times. Just what is it about being down that much that seems to bring out the best in this team?
I don't know. I think we're just resilient. I mean, we don't want to be down 20, but sometimes it's just how it happens. And we know it's a game of runs, so I guess we just lock in and go on a run of our own.
Hey, OG. As somebody who's a very versatile perimeter defender, can you put into context Mitch's ability to guard so many different types of players at this point at his size?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what Mitch does is special. I don't think there's anyone in the league do what he does. His quick feet, quick hands, anticipation on the perimeter at 7 feet is, it's one of one. So yeah, it's unreal to watch. Yeah, he's an amazing defender.
OG, I know you've been a part of a team before that went far in this. Just for you to see last night, you guys, people say that Tom is kind of set in his ways, but I think you guys used about 8 combinations that had never been used all year, seeing guys come off the bench that haven't been used lately. Just kind of what do you see in Tom, and what do you see in the team that you can use so many different pieces and come like that?
Oh, just just making adjustments, and then also like just everyone staying ready. You know, we have a great team with a lot of capable players, so everyone just being ready when their number's called and just stepping in, be ready to go.
OG, what have you felt with your 3-point shooting? You know, there's been games this playoffs where you struggle with your shot a little bit. Last night you hit a bunch of, you know, big 3-pointers in that third quarter. What have you felt, you know, in that department?
Oh, just shooting a shot with confidence, knowing not worrying about misses, just shooting good shots, and knowing it'll even out over time with the greater sample size. So just shooting the right shots, shooting with confidence, and being ready to shoot also.
Hi, OG. It seemed like the switching and the communication, the rotations in the second half last night were a lot tighter. I'm wondering, is that something that you guys are getting, you know, more on a string with the more you do it after picking it up in the Boston series, kind of bringing it through to now?
Yeah, I think it's getting better and better each game. You know, the Pacers, they play very fast. So sometimes it gets hard when a lot of things are going on, but the communication just picked up, and I think it's getting better and better.
Last one.
OG, one more for me. Can you kind of just put into context kind of the emotional swings of the playoffs, of this entire playoff run? I mean, you know, in Detroit, you guys had a couple tough losses, bounce back, same with Boston, and then you fall down 0-2, and then you have a big win last night. Obviously, you guys don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves, but how do you look at the emotional swings of the series when you guys seem to be counted out down 0-2, and then you have a big win like you had last night?
Mm-hmm. Just knowing it'll swing both ways. You know, you'll have a big win. You might have a tough loss, but, you know, you should keep going. So it's best of 7. So you should keep playing and know that's how the playoffs go.
Might be a loaded question, but I'm going to try it. Every player, every team has different personalities, different ways that guys tick. I guess, can you talk about the process of what it's been like for you and getting to learn different guys, when to step out of your comfort zone, when to push a button? Is it an ongoing process?
Yeah, it's definitely an ongoing process, but obviously the longer you're with your teammates, the more you understand them. And the way I've been able to kind of connect with these guys on a daily basis definitely helps. And yeah, it takes time. It takes time for teams and chemistry to bond, and I feel like we have great chemistry. But when we're able to push each other out of our comfort zones and to make each other better, I think that's when it takes another step.
Hey, Jalen, I wanted to ask you, a lot of people have, you know, criticized, or some people have criticized Tom over the years for being kind of set in his ways. And then in a game like this, I mean, he changes the starting lineup, goes deep with people he hasn't used. Is that just an unfair perception? I mean, from what you know about him?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely unfair. But people are entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to say or think whatever they want. For the most part, as a team, as an organization, there's always going to be a lot of noise, positive or negative. And so it's all about what we think, it's all about what we do, all about the work we put in day and day out, and trusting, obviously, our journey. And so regardless of what people say, we're always going to have each other's backs.
Hey, Jalen, knowing Tom for as long as you have, and knowing how hard and how long it took for him to get back to this point in the conference finals, do you ever get the sense of how special this is for him? I know he doesn't talk about it with us, but, like, you know, what it would mean for him to get to his first NBA finals as a head coach?
I mean, he's obviously been in a lot of battles. He's been on different teams and had different successes with other teams, and we haven't necessarily talked about it. But now that you ask that question, watching this man work tirelessly day in and day out, 364 days out of the year. He maybe takes one day off. It would mean a lot. But I mean,
I know he's not thinking about that. I know he's not thinking about what it would mean to him. He's just thinking about what can we do and to do better in game 4.
Hey, Jalen, what did you see, I guess, in that fourth quarter when Cat was out there and he scored 20 in a row? Well, not 20 in a row, but he scored 20 in that fourth. What did you see in terms of how he was able to kind of impose his will? And is there anything that you're seeing when you're on the bench for that stretch that maybe you're thinking that you can implement for the next game to get him going so it's not only in the fourth quarter, maybe he can be that aggressive for the entire game?
Yeah. I mean, I saw the same thing you guys saw. I saw a guy go out there who did not want to lose. And so the way he just went out there and basically got that game for us was remarkable. And there's always going to be a lot of things that happen throughout a game. And so you can say, yeah, we can implement a plan to where he doesn't have to wait till the fourth quarter, but everything happens throughout a game where you have to respond, you have to react, you have to adjust. And so I think as a team, we got punched in the mouth early, and then we found a way to respond and stuff together. And so sometimes going through that stuff makes us better.
Hey, Jalen, just wondering, obviously the defensive effort in the second half was fantastic, probably the best of the series that you guys have had so far. Wondering what you saw from that would be repeatable in game 4, and then just specifically to the way that they're attacking you. You know, I know you get hunted by a lot of different opponents because they're looking for a place to attack. Just wondering what that experience is like and sort of how you approach that kind of matchup when you know that they're coming after you.
What was your first question? Sorry.
Just the work in the second half, it seemed like you guys was your best defensive second half.
Yeah.
What's repeatable from there moving forward?
I think the most consistent part was how we were flying around. Even if breakdowns happened, we recovered back and we flew around, we got back to bodies, back to matching up. It may have led to a couple of offensive rebounds, but the way we were flying around, it's definitely key to obviously making things more difficult for them. Obviously, when teams hunt me, I mean, it is what it is. Now, obviously, I'm going to give my effort. I'm going to give everything I have. And so I just got to be smart and not foul. And I think if I just keep my body in the right position and contest shots and foul or not perceived a foul, and I'll put my team in a better chance to win.
Jalen, I don't even think we've talked about this with you yet, but you guys have maybe played 2 quote unquote like normal games out of 15 this playoffs. And aside from like the physical toll of playing this level of competition and the emotional toll of what's at stake, what has it been like playing in this many, just kind of, for lack of a better term, like just ridiculous games from an emotional and even like mental standpoint?
I mean, it's competition. It's the playoffs, and it's in order to go through and do something special. You have to go through a lot of adversity. You have to go through a lot of questioning mentally and internally if we're gonna do this. And so, it can make or break teams when you're going through things like that. And I think obviously what we did last night definitely helps us. And we saw that we were on the brink of it looking pretty dark for us. And the way we responded, I think it brings us closer together.
Hey, Jalen, I know we've all collectively asked you various iterations of this question, but how can you build on what you guys did last night and carry that over into game 4? And then second part of the question, what has enabled you to be so successful on the road this season? I think you guys are 6-1 on the road in the postseason now.
Yeah, I think obviously on the defensive side of the ball, continue to fly around. And obviously we don't want to have breakdowns, but when we do, we got to continue to fly and help each other out. From an individual standpoint, just giving my team more opportunities to shoot the ball and score the ball instead of turning the ball over. I think that'll be a key for us. Limiting them in transition. They're obviously a great transition team. And I mean, when they're open, they knock down threes. So we got to contest as many shots as we can possible.